How do you think an organization like the Portuguese Psychologists Association can contribute to end poverty?
I think the best thing is to take the best insights that we can get from the field and transmit them to those who make a difference. Take our lessons and explain them to policymakers, to people who run organizations, groups, government, who can use these insights to do better things in poverty and elsewhere.
If you could invest in some strategy to improve the psychology and the psychologist's role in poverty, what would it be?
I mean, if I understand the question correctly, I would create illustrations of places where it makes a difference. I think making small tweaks in the lives of the poor that make them do things better and succeed is the best way to illustrate to policymakers that this really makes a difference.
Okay. How do you see the importance of having people with poverty experiences or poverty background, even scientists, making public policies that aim to fight poverty?
It's a wonderful thing to do, but I actually don't consider it critical. People who are involved sometimes have a better view and sometimes don't have a better view. It's a very complicated story, and I'm always reluctant to put the responsibility on the poor. Now, I understand you're talking about people who are no longer poor, but in general, it should be the responsibility of society to understand, to learn, to improve, and not on the shoulders of those who are either in it or were in it, who might have good insight and might not. A lot of people, if you ask us what made us do certain things well or not, it's not clear we know. So it seems to me it would be wonderful to have a group that's mixed, but I don't think that's a necessary feature.
What role do you think every citizen can play in fighting poverty and inequalities?
Probably number one for every citizen is empathy. I think the vision that there but for the grace of God go I would make a big difference. Just to realize that it's not that people are born one or the other. It's not even that they're going to be this way all their lives. The poor sometimes stop being poor, others become poor. It's a fluid state. Just like somebody has a leg that's broken or anything else, you want to have empathy and realize it's part of the human condition, and we need to kind of understand it and support it any way we can.
How do you see the future of psychology?
The future in general, not of psychology, is very complicated and scary. But as far as psychology, I think we're in a good moment. I think there's been work that's had an impact. I think policymakers are probably as open and attentive as they ever were to the possibility of having behavioral input. On the other hand, we're not so strong either. I mean, we really don't know what to do about racism, about poverty, about war, about conflict. These are big challenges that are above us as well as above everybody else. But we do have a useful voice, and I think people are interested in it. So as long as we survive long enough, let's hope we can help.